Good morning, my lovelies. How you all doing? It's that time of day again. So as soon as this little mucky job is done, then I'm going to go down and see my mother, and I'm going to see what plants she's got ready for me to plant out. So I haven't been down there, I haven't seen what she's got for me yet, so I'm very excited about that. I think I'll take the wheelbarrow down, hoping that there's like loads of plants for me. So there's our egg situation currently. 6 I left in overnight by mistake, and I've just picked up another 7, so that's good going. That's probably going to be it for today, so I'll take the basket in with me now. If there are any later, I'll just add them on to tomorrow's lot. Oh, hi pretty cat, how are you? So as you know, I've been chucking their poop and sawdust just over the fence here and making a very relaxed kind of compost heap in here that we layer with grass clippings as well. But I'm actually thinking we do need to make this more structured now, because I think we're going to be needing to up our compost production. Watch out below, chickens. Okay, that's lifting up the little pop hole. Oh. Are you trying to lay eggs, girls? I do apologise. Or are you just being nosy? No, you're not coming out. Oh, that was my tripod. Ow. Oh, you's a vicious little bugger. Oh, look, that one there was trying to lay an egg. I'll leave you to it, ladies. Thank you. Look, my first tomato plants ready to go in. These are the red Brandywines. I've never grown these before, and I might be making a mistake here because I've only got room for 8 tomato plants in this tiny little polytunnel, and I'm going to do 4 of these, A, because they're ready first, and B, because the packet says that they're the heaviest cropper out of all the 3 varieties that we've got. So I'm going to put these 4 on this side, on the north side of the tunnel. So along here, that's south facing, so I'm going to put these 4 on this side because they're going to grow taller quicker than whatever goes in this side, because the others are still like this kind of size. And that means that on this side I've only got room for 4 more plants, which means I'm going to have 2 Gardener's Delight, which are the ones we grow every single year, and 2 Tigerellas, which we did grow last year for the first time and we really enjoyed them. So I am possibly making a mistake by putting 4 of a brand new to me variety in half of the tunnel. Even if the flavour isn't great, I guess they'll be fine for cooking. So it's all about maximising food output from the garden this year. So I'm biting the bullet, and that's what I'm going to do. It's funny, I've never gardened like this before. In the past, I've always gardened for my taster buds, whereas that mentality has completely shifted, and this year I am gardening for the amount of produce that I can get. Anyone else feeling like that? It's completely new to me. It's quite alien. But it's kind of fun. It's kind of like, it feels like a bit of a good challenge. I kind of like it. So let me show you what we got. So there's my little tiny plants. It is really warm in here as well. These guys are going to do so well. And you'll see hanging up, I've got strings going across the length of the tunnel, and I've got these strings hanging down. And these strings, I untie them every year, and then I tie them to the base of the tomato plant when they get a little bit bigger, and then the plant I wind the plant as it grows up around the string. Now I'm just looking at the amount of strings I've got in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which makes me think I had way more than 4 plants on each side of this tunnel. In my head, I could only get 8 tomato plants in here. I think I might have miscounted, which is great. Obviously, the more the merrier. One of the reasons that you don't want to overstuff a small space like this, or any garden really, with tomatoes, is in case you get blight whipped through. We don't tend to get blight, fingers crossed, in the tunnels because I control the water that hits the leaves massively. That's the whole point of me growing them undercover. But you still want lots of airflow around each plant, so I don't know, we'll see. I'll get these 4 in. That'll make me feel much happier, and then we'll see where we go from there. Okay, I think I'm going to make the very sad decision to pull this chili out. There is some teeny weeny little growth on there, but that's the same growth that we saw like 3-4 weeks ago. The rest of the plant is like completely dead, and this space in here is too valuable to be wasting on a plant that, even if that does start growing, and regenerating. I've already got more seeds coming, and it's not doing enough. Oh, I hate pulling up plants if I think there's even a little chance that they might survive. But times like this, oh, it has been in for 2 years as well, so it's had a really good run, this one. But its time has now come to an end. Goodbye, chili plant. Thank you for your service. Right, so I have decided my placement for these 4 tomato plants. And I'm digging an extra big hole because then I'm going to pop a load of our lovely farmyard compost into the bottom of each hole too. Tomatoes are hungry plants, so we want to give them all the food they want. And then I take each one out of the pot, I pop that there, and then I pop the empty pot just in front of them. And then before I backfill too much, I'll give that a really, really good soaking, to soak that root ball, to soak all the area around it. And I've mentioned this before, the reason that I do this is so that when I come in, imagine that this plant is nice and big and healthy and growing lots of tomatoes. I come in, I don't have to splash water anywhere around the plant or anywhere around the base. I just pour the water directly into this little pot in front. It keeps the water splashes away from the plant, which is really, really important. As I keep saying, here in Cornwall we get blight really, really bad on tomatoes and potatoes. So this is one of my little tricks for just keeping the tomato plants a little bit happier. So before I backfill that, I'll just get these other ones ready. And I'm just hoping to goodness that I got all the stinging nettle roots out of this compost, because I do not want to be bringing stinging nettles into this tunnel. So just a little bit of backfill just to keep the plants still. And then really soak out the bottom of that root ball. Because we're planting these into the ground, and especially because we're planting them into such a dry environment as a polytunnel, you cannot overwater them at this point. All the excess will just drain away from the roots and it won't damage them in the slightest. But you really need them to have a really, really good drink on day one. Then when the excess water has all drained away, you can backfill with your soil and your compost or whatever you're using, pushing that root ball down to be nice and firm. And then there you can see you've got your little watering cup in front, and hopefully one very happy little tomato plant. Grow big, little fella, we need you to work hard this year. And now finally I'm just going to water all of the soil, all of the compost in here, because it is such a dry environment and I haven't really done much with it over winter. So I really want to get some moisture in here while these plants are little, to give them their best shot at being strong and big and healthy. I just had to share my lunch quickly because look, I got another double yoker. Happy days. So I'm just over at Mother's house. We've got a wheelbarrow of goodies here that we're going to go and plant in the allotment, but she's also just shown me this pot of radishes. And I reckon that one there, he needs eating. Oh my God, look at that. How beautiful is that? And luckily this bumpkin doesn't mind eating a bit of dirt. Oh my God, I love radishes. That's so good. I approve, Mum.
Good. I wish I'd done another pot.
Oh, it's so good. They're really sweet and juicy and crunchy, obviously. They got that lovely peppery kick to them. Really delicious. Right, to the allotment. So, we're finally going to get stuff in these beds, but this here, this is a flat leaf parsley, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to hack this back because it's all starting, it's bolted, and these are all flowers, which means it's about to go to seed. So I need to hack that right back and turn it into a nice little bushy bush of parsley again. Right, let's see how the chickens feel about parsley. Hey, Chug Chugs. Oh, I think they approve. Jet, not so much. Not interested in the green stuff, are you, Jet? Wow, they're loving it. So these are all Swiss chard.
Swiss Chard bright lights.
Yes, these are the pretty coloured chards. They're beautiful. So you want those up there, top left.
Yeah. And they were
9 inches apart.
sown on the 17th of March.
And today is the 24th
Yes.
of April. Very good. These happy little monkeys. Right, let's go get them in. Oh, look what I've just found. Oh, they tickle. Oh, Mum, they look so cute. Are they chickpeas?
Yes.
Very sweet. Right, Swiss chard in. So I'm just weeding this tiny little row of strawberries. This is all the strawberries we're going to get fruit from this year, so I kind of feel like I need to look after them. There's not very many of them. So I'm just weeding them, taking out all the dead leaves, all the old runners and stuff, and pulling out any snails that are hiding in this lovely little bit of damp soil underneath the leaves, and throwing them across the fence to the chickens, so they're getting a nice little protein snack, and I'm helping my strawberries to give it their best shot. So the year that you first plant your strawberries, you're not really going to get much, if any, fruit from them. These plants have been in for a few years now, so they are getting a bit past it, to be honest. Mum's planted up a fresh new bed over in our second allotment, so we're not really expecting to get much, if any, fruit from those, which means that we really need to just make sure that this little patch does as well as possible. There's only like, I don't know, 20 or 30 plants here, so it's not like we're going to get a lot from it, but every little bit helps. There, that's looking better. Much tidier and a lot less snails in here now. That was actually quite nice, just to have a nice little relaxing mundane job like that. And now I'm going to give the entire allotment, including all the new plants we've put in and already watered, but I'll give everything a really good drink. Help to soften this ground up again. You girls are funny. Right, let's water this beautiful little allotment. Doesn't that look fabulous? Oh, I'm so excited. In 2 months you won't recognise this. It will be like a little jungle. Okay, let's have a quick run through of what we've actually got in. So in the polytunnel, we've now got 4 tomato plants and some garlic. I don't expect the garlic to live because I am a garlic murderer, it seems. We've got all our lovely herbs in here. We've got strawberries coming up in here. Plus these are nasturtiums that have self-seeded, so I didn't put those there. I did 2 years ago plant two nasturtiums actually the other side of this fence. It kind of grows up into a big climbing bushy plant, and it drops its seeds. So those are all fresh new plants that I haven't planted. They're little freebies. There's my beautiful red campion that I am treating as a plant. It is officially a weed, but then I guess a weed is just a plant growing in the wrong place, and I happen to like it right now, so it's staying. That's our Swiss chard, the bright lights that I've just planted today. This is perpetual spinach along here. This is artichokes. They've been in for 2 years, so they're good perennials. This is more Swiss chard here. This is bright lights too. These are our strawberries. These are our chickpeas that we've just planted today. And we've got that little flat leaf parsley at the bottom. Now, if we're very naughty and step over the bed, which we're not supposed to do, over in this allotment, so a lot of this allotment is used by our neighbours, but in this one, this is our little plot. This is all, I'm going to say, these are currants. I'm not entirely sure what kind of currants, whether they're, oh, here we are. There we are, they're black currants. I'm not sure if they're all black currants or if we've got some red and white currants too. And these are the little black currant flowers. And that's going to turn into the little fruit there. Aren't they adorable? So that's really exciting. I love cooking with blackcurrant. These are all raspberries. I think Mum planted these raspberries last year, possibly the year before. Over in the back there, those are blueberries. They have to grow in pots in our soil because they need a special soil that we don't have. So I don't know, they're always in pots. So these are actually blackberries. They're spineless blackberries, which is interesting. More blueberries over there by the looks of things. A bed that we need to weed, clearly. More fennel. Nobody actually does anything with the fennel here, which is interesting. I can't stand the taste of it. I'm an anti-licorice flavour kind of gal, so I've got some in my herb garden, but I don't ever want to use it. Thank you very much. And then this is strawberries, and Mum's planted these this year. So these are unlikely to give us fruit this year on their first year, although there are flowers down there. Watch this space. We've got a ton more stuff in Mum's house that isn't ready to plant out just yet, but we're all so close now. It's all happening. Very exciting. And I'm just delighted to have some tomatoes in. Can't wait to be eating fresh homegrown tomatoes. You cannot beat the taste of a fresh homegrown tomato. So that's incredibly exciting to this little bumpkin. Right, it's nearly time for me to sign off, and I just said to Johnny, oh, I haven't shot much footage today, like there's not much on my phone. I don't quite know how long this video is going to end up being. I said, what else can I put in it? And he went, go and get some action shots of Jet running. So this is for Jet's fan club, and to kind of bulk this video up into just a little bit longer, so I'm not leaving you guys hanging and giving you a 2-minute video. So are you ready? Let's go see Jet. Come on, Jet. You little sweetheart. So there we are, lovely. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to go and edit this up tonight. Hopefully I'll get it all done this evening. That would be fabulous. And as always, thank you for spending your time with me. I really appreciate each and every one of you. It's really cool that you want to hang out and watch my videos. So thank you. As always, please keep smiling, look after each other, and you know the drill. I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Over and out, people. Take care.